Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? It is the Ace Michaels Show. Ace Michaels is in the house. I'm in the house, baby. And today we're talking about International Women's Month because it is a big deal that we celebrate our women. Our women do so much for us, so much for our communities, our families, our livelihoods, our emotional strength, romantic strength. It all stems back to a woman. So kiss your mama and your grandmama and say, hey, I love you. Happy International Women's Month. And that's what's up. Today on the show, we have brought on a guest who's never been on our show before. Plum, 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 plum. I'm going to let her tell her story. Welcome to the show, my guest.
Thank you.
And what
Thanks
is
for
your
having
name, my
me.
guest?
I'm Angie Amore. Nice to meet you.
And Angie Amore.
Yeah.
Arr. Angie Amore?
That's right.
Damn, boy. You giving out love like that? Angie Amore, you took that name?
Yes. I'm a nice, lovable person.
Wow. Now, is that your born name or that's a stage name? Amore
It's just a stage name.
is a stage name, right? Why that stage name? Why'd you pick that?
I think it fits me. Everyone says it fits me, so I went with it.
Well, hey, listen, the way your voice sounds like that golden spun honey, yeah, it definitely fits you. So what's your game? What are you doing? Are you in the entertainment industry? In the entertainment, darling? Is that your thing?
No, but that's something I would like to try.
Okay, okay. And as a what? Like, what would you be if in the perfect world, what do you see yourself being successful as?
Um, a R&B singer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so you just put yourself up there on that caliber of like, in my mind, a Mary J. Blige. Really?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow. And so do you write songs?
I try. I'm still like practicing with that, so.
Okay, well, if you try, you probably are. You're just a little maybe hard on yourself. You can't be listen, you cannot be an artist and also be a critic. You got to decide, are you going to be super critical or are you going to be super artistic? You know what I mean?
True, true.
So I'm really curious. I'm not going to put you on the spot and be like, like some people on the radio show, they'd be like, oh, well, would you sing a song for us, please, at 6 o'clock in the morning? So I'm not going to do that for you.
Okay.
But I'm curious, what propels you to want to do that? Because I've always been curious myself as an entertainer. I know what made me want to do it. But then I see other people and I'm always curious, like, why do they want to do this? It's such a hard career. Why would you choose to do this if you didn't have to?
Well, we have a lot of singers in my family, and just growing up in church, the gospel singers and, singing in choir. So, things like that kind
So
of
did you sing in the choir?
Yes, when I was a child.
Wow.
Yes.
I
Years ago.
always thought that singing in the choir was one of the most intimidating things you could do to a kid. Like, you take them to church, people are already yelling and screaming and crying and passing out, and then you say, and I want you to sing Yes, Jesus Loves Me in front of the whole entire church. Like, what?
But some kids love it. It was fun for me, so.
Nice, nice. So we're looking forward then to hear what happens with you as a singer. I'm very curious with that. We may do a follow-up interview on that.
Okay.
But today, Angie, we've called you on the show to talk about International Women's Day, which is very, very important. Women get their own international month where we celebrate. And we don't give them anything special. Like, they don't get to go to the store and get free groceries or anything. We just pat them on the back and say, hey, keep up the good work. Mind the
Yeah.
ovaries, right?
Right.
So what does International Women's Month mean to you as a woman? What does that suggest to you?
Well, us women, we go through a lot, raising kids and in relationships. So,
You
I
have
be-
any kids yourself?
yes.
Oh, wow. How many kids you got? Like 17 kids or something?
No, I have
Oh, okay.
three.
I mean, you're just getting started. No worries.
Three
You're young.
children.
You're young. Okay.
And I believe that women, we should get our flowers while we're still here.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. I totally see that. And what do you think about changes that could be made? Like, okay, if we're going to have International Women's Month, just like we have in February, we have Black History Month. And I don't agree that Black History Month should even be called Black History Month because so much of Black history has been erased. Yes, he went there, and it's been convoluted and changed by the man. I don't think it should be called Black History Month. Maybe Black Awareness Month. Maybe Black Celebration Month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Black Celebration Month, not PQ. Dallas and Alaska. Okay, we gotta make sure we do. You know what I'm saying? Because people be listening to the show. I drop pearls of wisdom, and then they go and make a record out of it.
Wow.
So, what do you think, though, we should do as a celebration of Women's Month? In your opinion, what can we do to make women feel truly celebrated?
I mean, like, give us free vacations.
Oh my God!
Why not?
Well, you went for the
Maybe.
jugular. Holy shit! Free vacations.
Free spa day for the ladies.
Can you imagine? Every March, the airport is full of women traveling. Where are you going? I'm going to Ibiza. I'm going to Aruba. I'm going to. It's like, come on, y'all. Well, now then, what are we gonna do when all the women leave on vacation? We need the women to be here still. We need them to do something. We can't just have them go on vacation. But yeah, that's a good idea. What else could we do? Now, International Women's Month. Okay, so we got free paid vacations. What else?
I mean, just let us know that we're appreciated, because there's so many women out there that get overlooked, and we just need to know that we're appreciated. It doesn't take a lot to show a woman that. So
I think maybe we should have like free celebrity romantic movie style dates in International Women's Month. Like we get somebody like Jason Momoa will show up at your house and stand outside your window and sing to you. Maybe flash like handwritten little notes that he puts up in front of your window.
That would be nice.
And poor Jason Momoa is like, "Hey, Connie, I got like another 5 minutes. I'm almost done with these cards, and then I gotta go to Jessica's right next door. So I mean, step up. What do you need, sweetheart?
Right.
Maybe
boy, that would be the day.
Famous R&B singer will call your house. Just out of the blue, you get a call from Casey or JoJo, and they're like, "Oh my life," right in your ear. That might be a nice little
sing
touch
to me, baby.
Free foot massages. I think foot massage should be added to that.
Yeah, maybe get your nails done for free for a day.
Yes. If you show up at our salon and you are a woman and you can prove you're a woman, then you should get a free foot massage during International Women's Month. Why not?
That's
makes
right.
sense to me.
Right.
Totally makes sense. Totally.
That would be a beautiful thing.
Okay, so you're a singer. Now you got a side hustle, like a day job?
A side hustle. Well, I do braids on the side. I do hair.
That's a good side. That's very profitable from what I hear.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's going good.
So couldn't you do that just like a regular thing? Like you don't have to have another job if you do that, right?
That's true, but I also like being in the medical field. I like doing, I just want to have a few things going.
Yeah.
A few things to fall back on. That's
Smart.
always good.
Smart. Although that hair braiding thing, from my experience and what I've heard, it does make a lot of money.
It does.
Like anything you do with beauty seems to just explode. If you do it even halfway right, you can make a lot of money in the beauty industry.
Yeah, that's true.
Interesting. And so you live in Vegas.
Yes.
Have you been in Vegas from day one, or did you come from someplace else more magical?
Well, I've been out here since 2003. I originally came from California.
Yeah. And I hear California's crazy. I was thinking about going back to California, but all my friends are like, "Don't do it. There's homeless people everywhere. Don't do it." And I'm like, well, there are homeless people everywhere. So
yeah.
What is
yeah.
the difference? You mean tell me in Southern California these homeless people are surfing? Is that the problem? Because there's homeless people everywhere you go. So I don't know what that.
So are you originally from California also? Or?
I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, nice.
World champions. Too soon? Sorry.
So how long have you been in Vegas?
I've lived in Vegas for almost 10 years now. This is my 9th year in the Vegas experience. This might be the 10th year, actually. Well, no. Let me think about this. Next year.
Okay.
Next spring, it will be 10 years in Vegas.
Oh, nice.
And then we started the show. I was doing the show first in L.A., and we're going back to L.A. in a couple of weeks. We're going to start doing a L.A. version of the show. interviewing people there, and then to come back to Vegas and then open up another studio in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, Miami,
Wow.
Nashville, to keep this thing alive. That's what it is.
Sounds nice.
So before we run out of time, what do we want to tell the audience about you that is unique and different, that they won't find out anywhere else except from on the show?
Well, I consider myself a good friend, good daughter, good mother, very understanding. I'm very outgoing and adventurous.
Nice. Now, as a mom, is there one thing that you kind of work towards? Like you say to yourself in your head, you go, if my kids get nothing else from this childhood experience, I want them to know this. And that's my job as a mother, to instill this into my kids.
That I love them and they can do anything they put their mind to.
Anything, doesn't matter. They can be NASA rocket scientists. You're fine with that.
That's right.
What about the question always comes up about you if your kids were gay? What if your kid comes to you and said, hey, you know what, I decided I'm gay. You're cool with that?
I'm going to love my kids unconditionally.
What if your kids rob a bank?
I'm going to still love them. I mean, I might have to, discipline them a little bit, but, have that talk. But
So
I'm still going to love my...
You would be that mom that would beat that ass even after the cops already beat that ass? You can still beat that ass anymore?
I will, because they have to know they did wrong, but I'm going to still love my babies.
I love it. And how do we stalk you on the social media if we want to follow you now?
Well, I have a Facebook page, Angie Amore, so you can find me on Facebook.
I love that, Angie Amore. It actually runs together very well. Angie Amore. You need to be a badass R&B singer. With a name like Angie Amore, you better come out with some freaking hit songs.
Thank you. Well, that's
Because
hopefully...
that Angie Amore, that's hot. Like, I do like... Hold on. Angie Amore, not to be used. Copyright. Minnesota and Nebraska. Okay, yeah, just to make sure you're protected, because somebody will be like, hey, that is a good idea. And then they'll try to pawn it off like it was their idea from the whole get-go and be like, well, I was Angie Amore way before you said it. No, you was not. You was Beth Tambowski from Detroit before. Now you're Angie Amore. That's totally different. Anyway, so Angie Amore on the show today, and you said we can find you on social media anywhere. Just type in Angie Amore.
Yes, I have a Facebook page.
Let me ask you one last question. As a woman, you know that there's a lot of these ladies out here these days that are doing like the OnlyFans and Lonely Fans and Wish I Was Your OnlyFan type of websites. Do you feel that that's a degradation on women in general, like that kind of content and these sexy websites?
You know what? I'm not really judging women. Some of them do what they feel like they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hey.
As a singer yourself, jumping into the music business, do you ever look at examples like Doja Cat and Megan Stallion and say, you know what, they're not wearing very much clothes. Is that what I'm going to have to do to make it in show business? Do I need to just plan to show off more of my birthday suit?
No, because I feel like also class gets you somewhere also. I mean, you can stay classy and still, be a millionaire, It's people out there that still look at Toni Braxton and,
right.
Everyone else that kept it classy and still made their money.
Well, there it is. There's our T-shirt saying for today, you can still be classy and be a millionaire.
That's right.
So learn from that, folks. It's the Ace Michaels Show. My guest today, Angie Amore, fabulous, fabulous lady. And make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Follow her, everything she's doing. Get behind it. And you know what I say at the end of the show? Live the life you love the life you live. Good job, Angie Amore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous.